army has the snip snip fruit that allows them to transform their arms into scissors that can basically cut anything. Oh, and then we have the quake fruit, first owned by Whitebeard and then Blackbeard, which is said to be a fruit with the power to destroy the world. Because this fruit creates powerful earthquakes, but its power can also be used locally to the user's fist for an earth-shattering punch. Jozu earned his nickname with his devil fruit, which allows him to turn his entire body into diamonds. And
that
another Whitebeard ally who only appeared very briefly, Flamenco, uses a pocket fruit to develop pockets all.
Does this man has pockets on his nip? I thought those were nipples for a second. I was like, wait. I was like, why he stitch on pockets into his nipples, and why is his nipples that high up? I was so confused. Bro.
Across his body. On the marine side, Vice Admiral Tsuru has one of the weirdest devil fruits in the entire series. Her wash fruit allows her to literally clean evil away from someone, clothing, and get strung up on a clothesline. Next, we have Shiki the Golden Lion, who may not have appeared in the One Piece timeline so far, but he and his fruit are both canon, despite mostly appearing in the movie Strong World. His Fua no Mi allows him to levitate himself as well as any other non-living object. At the same time, the Fishman Fender Decken also has a peculiar devil fruit as well. His Mark fruit allows him to mark someone with his hands, and from that point on, any object that he touches or throws with that hand will seek the target until it hits them or an obstacle. Kinda scary. Kinemon's Garb fruit, meanwhile, is a lot more fun. It allows him to make clothing. It's pretty much perfect for disguising people. However, it would be nice if he had people to disguise who would last more than 5 minutes without blowing their cover. Oh yeah, Sugar. This Doflamingo family member has by far one of the most broken and OP fruits in the entire series. You see, Sugar can turn anyone she touches into a living toy with her hobby fruit. She can then create a contract with this toy that they are powerless to disobey. And finally, and this is where it gets OP and all.
Okay. Now that can be pretty broken. I'm not gonna lie. Wait, so why not use her? Throw her at Kaido. Boom. Wana's over. Why would they do that? I'd love to obey.
Also kind of scary, everyone immediately forgets that the person turned into a toy ever existed in the first place. Baby 5, another Doflamingo family member, can turn any part of her body into any weapon she chooses with her arms fruit. Presumably because turning them into actual arms was already taken by Robin. Buffalo's spin fruit allows him to spin any part of his body like a propeller, which he then uses to fly. And as you'll notice, we're really just getting started on the Don Quixote family fruits as well. His crew has a lot of devil fruit users. Treble, the grossest character in One Piece, I think, is such a low-quality individual that his devil fruit name in Japanese is literally the Beta no Mi. This translates literally into the sticky fruit, which produces massive quantities of this sticky mucus. He can use it as projectiles and even worse,
You know, I'm not gonna say, but you could probably think what I'm thinking. That is quite crazy. What kind of fruit is that, bro? Oda, what is wrong with you? Why?
Loke made out of it to give the appearance of a much larger person than he actually is. And this mucus is also—
Oh, that bro got splooged on. Oh, that's a law. Why is law on the ground? That's crazy.
Extremely flammable. Next up, we have Admiral Fujitora, who has a gravity devil fruit powerful enough to rain down meteors on his opponents. Bartolomeo can cross his fingers to create powerful barriers, which he can also send flying for an offensive assault as well. He can also manipulate the shapes of this barrier to create things such as staircases or surround his fist with it for an extra hard punch. Leo from the Tontadas has the Stitch fruit, which allows him to saw just about anything. Viola's Glare fruit allows her to see amazing distances and even through walls. And quite confusingly, she can also fire giant projectile whales from her eyes. Jola's Art fruit lets her transform things into works of art. Often, her works will resemble famous art pieces from the real world, such as Brooke turning into Edvard Munch's The Scream. Oh yeah, and the Jacket fruit is one of the weirdest and probably probably worst fruits in the entire series, because it allows someone to literally wear the user like a jacket, at which point...
Okay. Let's backtrack 20 minutes, right? Let's talk about the coat rack quirk in My Hero. This guy's perfect for that guy's quirk. They work like this. They perfect connection right there. If he wants to just hang, go to the quirk dude and hang himself up. Like, bro, that is the most useless. Like, can you even think of like a good use to turn yourself to a jacket? What is the point?
The user can then pilot their body, which... oof. Gladius's pop-up fruit allows him to expand and rupture any part of his body in an explosion, which leaves himself unharmed. He can also cause inorganic objects he touches to explode as well. Now, his power is very similar to the Bomb fruit with some minor differences. Senor Pink, the most hard-boiled member of the Doflamingo family, uses the Swim fruit to swim through matter as if it were water. Interestingly enough, this power is now used by the Seraphim modeled after Jimbei. And speaking of powers very similar to those of the Baroque work members, the Tauntaun fruit is extremely similar to Miss Valentine's Kilo fruit. The only difference here is it can increase its weight far beyond Miss Valentine's 10,000.
So she got retconned.
Another executive of the Don Quixote family, Diamante, uses the Ripple fruit to make any object or himself ripple like a flag. Meanwhile, Pika uses the Stone fruit to melt his body into any stone structure.
Oh, this is the guy from the video that I did yesterday. The guy that gets really huge. This is him. Noted.
Freely. Depending on how much stone he has available, he can basically become an entire island, absolutely massive, hiding his real body within the stone.
Oh my God.
And so during Dressrosa, he uses this power to dramatically shift the landscape of an entire island as well. And next we have a very OP fruit, because Kanjuro's brush fruit allows anything he draws to come to life. Rip Ryonosuke.
One day Jacoboy's gonna have a bad day, then hang himself in another way. Wow.
You were a real one. Doflamingo's brother Rosinante has the Nagi no Mi, or the Calm fruit. This allows him to create a bubble of complete silence where nothing can be heard. Now this seems like it wouldn't have much utility, but as Law's flashback showed us, it could be fantastic for stealth. And the ability of the Tontada Princess Mon Chéri, the Heal fruit, is one of the only powers in the entire story that can actually heal any physical injury. Then we have Big Mom's Soul fruit that has to be one of the most intriguing fruits in the entire series. With it, she can cut parts of a soul into an inanimate object to bring it to life as a so-called homie. And she can not only do that for herself, but also for other people. So the citizens of her kingdom willingly give part of their lifespan to her in exchange for the Yonko's protection. But she can also take it forcefully from anyone who's afraid of her. Meanwhile, Brulee's mirror fruit lets her travel through a mirror world, a sort of parallel dimension that connects seemingly to every mirror in the world. Other people can also travel into the mirror world, provided that they're touching Brulee. She can also use her mirror powers to turn into a mirror image of an opponent, as well as to reflect attacks. Perospero, Big Mom's eldest son, uses his candy fruit to create and manipulate
Big Mom has
candy
children?
into any shape he desires. It can be a gooey and syrupy one, or it can be hardened. Next, Cracker, one of Big Mom's sweet commanders, uses his biscuit fruit to create super hard biscuit soldiers. He can control an entire army of them, as well as wear them as armor. Galette's butterfruit, well, you guessed it, lets her conjure and manipulate butter. Mondor is one of
Why? She has 91 children? Okay. What kind of, like pushed out children? Or like she just gave him a title children? Or like just like made them out of thin air? They're all her crew? Bro, who's the daddy? Oh my goodness gracious. It was probably Kaido.
Rare Big Mom crew members whose power doesn't
It was probably
food,
Kaido.
by the way. His Baku no Mi allows him to control books, and this manifests in a lot of different ways. He can fly by standing on floating books, but he can also trap enemies inside story-based illusions, as well as imprison and preserve people and objects within the pages of his books.
Okay.
And now we come back to all the food. Opara's fruit is a lot like Galette's, but with cream instead of butter. Smoothie, another sweet commander, has the ring fruit, which allows her to juice just about anything, including giraffes. Pudding's Memo no Mi allows her to freely manipulate memories. When she
There's like 60 different dads. Oh.
uses her powers, people's memories will appear like film reels, which she can then cut and edit. Katakuri, of course, made the perfect opponent for Luffy during Whole Cake Island because his mochi fruit shares a lot of similarities to
He has
rubber.
hockey, right?
Mochi, too, is stretchy, but it could also do a whole lot of things that Luffy's body couldn't, since he was able to generate large quantities of mochi. And unlike other paramecias, Katakuri can also change his body.
Wait. So wouldn't that be a Logia? I think he's talking about right now, but hold up.
Into mochi, making his fruit a special paramecia, one with the properties of a Logia fruit. The key difference here seems to be that mochi is a man-made object rather than a naturally occurring element. Daisuke's Hoya Hoya no Mi, or Puff Puff fruit, lets him rub his tummy to summon a powerful halberd-wielding genie to fight for him. Charlotte Oven uses his Heat fruit to heat up his own body. Through touch, he can then transfer the heat to opponents or objects.
I'll put this back
Just
on
like
later.
Aokiji, Oven has one of those rare fruits that have been seen to directly affect the sea when he boiled part of the ocean to attack the Sun Pirates. Streusen ate the Cook fruit and is able to turn any inanimate object into edible food. Charlotte Nushi can combine with his siblings using his Fuse fruit, which now brings us to the Revolutionary Army. Now, Morley of the Revolutionaries uses the Ushi no Mi, or push fruit, to push or mold the ground as if it were made of clay. Bello Betty's Pum fruit encourages and rallies other people to awaken their full potential to fight. A perfect power for a revolutionary. And we're already at Wano. Otama's Kibi no Mi allows her to pull Dango from her cheeks, and when she feeds that to an animal, they make that animal become...
What is that? Is that like food?
Completely loyal to Tama's command for 1 month. This power notably also works on Smile Devil Fruit users. This power is largely inspired by the Momotaro myth, of course, wherein the hero feeds Kibi Dango to 3 animals that then help him on his quest. Kuzuki Odin's wife Toki traveled to the present day from the Void Century using the powers of her Time fruit. This incredibly powerful devil fruit allows her to travel in time, but only forward into the future. And most importantly, she can also send other people into the future as well. Shinobu's Ripe fruit allows her to age objects or even people, such as with Momonosuke. However, she's unable to reverse that effect. Raizo, the ninja, uses his Scroll fruit to contain matter or energy within a scroll and then release it at will. He has been seen to do this with huge amount of water and even Kaido's Boro breath. And then Blackbeard's crewmates recently have revealed some very new devil fruit powers too. However, not much is known about their full capabilities just yet. Jesus Burgess Muscle Fruit seems to give him immense physical strength. We see him lifting an entire mountain. Blackbeard Sniper Von Augur can use the Work fruit to teleport himself or other objects. Doc Q uses a disease fruit to spread illness, or in the Heart Pirate's case, to spread mass sex changes due to a pun on the words malady and milady. Get it? And the most recent devil fruit revealed as of this writing is Vegapunk's Brain Fruit, which lets him store an unlimited amount of knowledge inside of an ever-growing brain. In fact, his brain has grown so large that he had to house it outside of his body. However, we're still not done, because there are a handful of powers that we know come from devil fruits, but we still haven't gotten confirmation on the fruit's name. For example, Jewelry Bonnie's fruit allows her to manipulate the ages of herself and others. And I mean, we're likely to get a reveal for her fruit very, very soon. Another supernova, Oruch, uses an unnamed devil fruit to convert physical damage on himself into raw strength. Sancho and Wolf, a giant of Blackbeard's crew, has a fruit that seems to grow his body size even more than it already has. And Lafitte also has an unknown devil fruit that is likely the source of his wings. Karasu, the revolutionary, also has an unnamed devil fruit, because unlike a zone transformation that allows him to turn into one big big raven, he can turn into an entire flock of ravens that can also be separated and communicate. And then we have Uta. Unlike other One Piece movie characters like Gold Tesoro or Douglas Bullet, Uta has been confirmed as a canon character. Well, sort of. And that includes her devil fruit then, the Sing Sing fruit. Using her voice, Uta can lull people asleep and bring them into an illusory world that is under her control. Incredibly OP. And there you have it. All 146 devil fruits featured in One Piece so far. But if you want to know which devil fruits are actually the best ones, well, you can check out this video the best ones right here.
All right, that's going to cap that off. New channel, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, see ya.